All right. It is a nice 8:34 a.m. Uh, this isn't a typical video that I would do, but I'd rather do this than have radio silence for like 2 days. But yesterday was meant to be leg day, but because of Mother's Day, I just didn't have a lot of time, and I figured it would be all right to take a little rest day. Which it is fine. However, last night I did not go to bed as early as I should have. And it's not like I went to bed late by any means, but just not early enough for the time that I had to wake up. Because typically, on the days that I'm working, I wake up at around 4 a.m. and I'm out the door by 4:30. And I have about an hour to work out before I have to shower and everything and get to work. So last night, went to bed around maybe 10:30. So that didn't leave me with enough time to sleep. I woke up at 4 a.m., way too tired. Woke up at 6, still too tired. So I had to call and let them know I'll be in a little later in the day just because I didn't get enough sleep. And especially because I have a pretty rough history with sleep. For the longest time, I had some pretty bad medical grade insomnia. I was on every type of sleeping pill that you can imagine. I did sleep studies and everything. The only thing I got out of the sleep study was that I didn't have sleep apnea. They couldn't tell me anything else, so that's cool. But to warp this conversation into a lifting conversation, while I hate the idea that I've taken 2 rest days in a row, that's just not very ideal. It's not like I'm going to lose any gains or, suddenly gain 20 pounds of fat. But the only concern about taking more than 1 rest day off at a time in a row is that you kind of lose that momentum that you have. Because if you have consistently been going to the gym every single day, however your program is, and you've been super consistent with it, losing that momentum can really suck. And I'm definitely speaking for myself here when I say that because I am incredibly motivated. Like, I love going to the gym. I really love lifting, and I love seeing the progress that I make every day. But I have this bad mental process where if I take a rest today, or especially if I take like 2 rest days in a row, which never happens, but if I do, I really beat myself up over it to the point where it'll discourage me from going back to the gym like the day after. It's definitely not a logical thought process, but it's just something that stems from a deep-rooted self-consciousness, I guess. So if you're in that boat, the best advice that I can give you when you kind of start digging into yourself and you start losing that motivation is you just got to ignore it. I haven't figured out a better way than that. Because I can consciously identify, okay, that's like the negative thought process. It's not logical. So you just ignore it. Probably easier said than done, but doesn't matter. Plus, the bright side, or the silver lining, on having taken 2 rest days in a row, especially before legs, is that I know when I go in for legs tomorrow, I am very well. It's been a nice handful of days since my last leg day. So I'll be much stronger. I'll be very recovered. So the only limiting factor that I need to take care of is going to bed earlier. Um, like I was saying, going to bed at 10, like before, like a night before work, is just not ideal for me. It does not work. Uh, I am gonna have to be in bed by like 8:30 and hopefully asleep by 9 for me to get an adequate amount of sleep to where I can go and completely kill whatever it is I'm going to be doing in the gym and then work during the day. That can be really difficult. I think it's easier to do that if you're bulking because you have that surplus of energy. You have a ton of carbs swimming around in your system. So, what happened here? Some sort of accident. But if you're a little sleep deprived, it doesn't hurt as much because you have the extra energy in your system. But for somebody in my position, where I've been depleted for a very significant amount of time, um, sleep is super important, like a little more so than normal. I don't have the excess energy to brush off whatever lack of sleep that I got. Uh, like you can even see the bags under my eyes. I am exhausted, but you gotta play with the cards that were given to you. So we'll make the most of it, uh, and definitely kill it tomorrow. Um, I can't promise I'll do any squats tomorrow because even though I'll be a little more recovered, squats just kind of kills, man. That shit really kills. So, uh, I think for like tomorrow, more of the same hamstring curls of every variety and plane that you can think of. And then for quads, I've been really liking heavy like double leg extension. Um, and I've been really enjoying leg press too. The only thing that like veers me away from leg press more often is having to load up so many plates kind of takes time and it's kind of a pain in the butt to unload them after the fact. Uh, but that's just me being lazy. So no matter. Uh, we are almost into work. Uh, for anybody that is concerned, I mentioned this a while ago, but I said in one of my videos, like, hey, remind me on this video to take my trash down because I always forget to do it. But uh, I did remember to take it down last night, so we are set. Uh, but not much left to say. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for legs.